Alrighty then. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, The Seven Dooms for Sandpoint. Our 2nd edition adventure set along the Varisian coasts where all of our heroes are actually criminals and are going to get the just desserts that they deserve. These are obviously played by my wonderful and amazing Patreons who support the channel, keep the lights on, and for some reason pay me to do this. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
It's so good to see you guys. I hope you
I'm in
guys...
jail.
What's that?
Can't pay you this month. I'm in jail.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, yep. Just, like just playing harmonica music. Yeah. Awesome. This is gonna be a great game today. Now, before we start off, we have some people to thank, and that is, of course, the people who make us look as good as we do on the show. We have, of course, Hero Forge from the wonderful art you can see of my characters underneath here, beneath all of my players. All of these are done using an amazing 3D model making software that allows you to design, create, and make your very own characters for role-playing games, for your own personal purposes, whatever reason. They're very cool, but also they do 3D printing as well, so very, very cool to go and get those as well. We then have Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects you'll hear throughout the course of the session, and Fantasy Grounds for our virtual tabletop that we use behind me. Now, before we kick off, we do have another announcement that I did forget to mention just before I got started, and that is, of course, I do have an electrician coming to my house at some point or another. He is scheduled to show up at 10 o'clock, but that does not mean he will not show up a little earlier or whatever. So if you suddenly lose me, it is because my internet has... As well as the whole power in my house. We will not be coming back, but we'll try to go as we do. We then have... that's basically the announcement. We then have, of course, my players, which, of course, include Schoolie, who plays the role of Cinderiel, one of the spiritual leaders of the town, a practitioner of the cleric, practicing cleric of Saren Ray, played by Schoolie. Welcome.
Hello.
We then have, of course, a gunslinger / alchemistry savant. We have the dwarven. What are you? You're a gunslinger, an alchemist. Gunslinger. Yes, we have the dwarven gunslinger Westinson, played by our dear friend Avarian, aka John. How you doing? Good. Then we have playing the role of Sato, a monk from the lands of Tianzia, who is returned to Sandpoint in order to pick up the holdings of the Kaijutsu family here in Sandpoint. This is played by our dear friend Cookymon Steve.
Hello.
Hello. Of course, we then have playing the role of the goblin archer Blix, who comes from the Devil's Plateau in order to try and make a life for themselves in the town of Sandpoint. We have Neil from Immersion Diversion.
Hello.
And, of course, last but certainly not least, playing the role of Navanda, the stalwart ranger and member of the Sable Company Marines, who is here in town in order to try and create a nice, wholesome, and simple life for themselves. We have playing Navanda, we have the amazing Matt from All Things Fantasy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, of course, as always, we do have a number of ways for our audience members to be a part of the stream. We love having you guys join in, have some fun, play some games, do some stuff, and there are tons of ways you guys can do this as well. First of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time to influence the game with inspiration, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine intervention, divine healing, so many cool things, so go check those out. Those are amazing. Subscribers, you earn channel points quicker, so if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And then, of course, we have our monetary donations, which, of course, help keep the lights on here at the Dead Aussie Gamer channel. Have a bit, it's just a bit of a way to make sure that all of our overheads are covered for the month and stuff. We are at 57%, which is absolutely stellar, especially given we missed 3 sessions or some nonsense. So it's absolutely amazing. So your generosity and your kindness has gone so far. Thank you guys so much for it all. we also have these donations to give you guys incentives for those donations as well. We have for $5 you can give hero points and jinx points out to the players and the DM. Hero points are for players. They are used to stave off death, petition the DM for stuff that isn't in the rules, and roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counter hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from a deck of plot twists, which are over here. These are basically narrative prompts that I will try to insert into the game as we are playing it. They change the scope of the game, they make things more interesting, and yeah, it's a bit of fun as well. We also have a draw from the Harrow deck for the $10, which you can use in order to give the players basically the ability to change the narrative to fulfill whatever prophecy the Harrow reads. It's basically a way for our heroes to suddenly twist the world to bend their desires should you provide them the appropriate Harrow to do so. $20 is the natural 20, which of course sometimes you just fucking need because, you know, sometimes shit just doesn't work and you go like, not 20 please, thank you. And then it works, so there you go. $50, we will either increase the difficulty of whatever challenge the group is facing with a boss buff or provide a player of your choosing a magic item for them to use. So there's that as well. Then of course we have a $100 secret menu item, which for today is going to be a very, very simple one. And that is our heroes who are currently on trial are, they're going to get acquitted and they're going to get let free and all charges are going to be... No, that's not the $100 donation. The $100 donation is going to be that our heroes are going to be given a safe haven to embrace should our heroes basically be charged with everything, which they probably will at this rate. So basically the safe haven is going to give them the ability to rest, recover, and recuperate, which presently the plan is if our heroes are deemed guilty for their crimes and stuff, some, if not all of them, may possibly be banished from Sandpoint. You know, we're not really going to go down the road of execution unless something goes horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. But yeah, that's our secret menu item. Is they will have a backup plan, a backup place to go, should things go, you know, pear-shaped. So there you go. All right, that's our donations. That's our stuff. You guys ready to kick off?
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. All right, so we return to the town of Sandpoint amidst a trial. This trial, of course, is for a number of crimes committed by both the players as well as their stalwart ally, Father Xantus. Now, the start of this entire adventure began with Father Xantus calling forth a friend of his in order to ritualistically summon forth the spirit of Nualia, an enemy to the town who once upon a time attempted to burn the town down in its entirety as an unholy offering to the god Lamashtu. Feeling responsible, given that Nualia was a member of the town who was let down, should I say, by the town's lack of caring, by the town's abuse, she turned to Lamashtu and eventually the path of destruction which led to her downfall. Father Xantus felt that the previous priest of Sandpoint let her down, and now this was an opportunity to put her soul to rest so that even in the afterlife, she doesn't need to carry the weight of everything that had happened during her very painful life. Our heroes, some of which joined for magnanimous reasons, others who joined simply to ensure that the others stayed out of trouble, began the quest to try and stop 7 dooms from attacking Sandpoint. This has more or less gone down reasonably well. They managed to defeat Rip Nugget, a grave knight that had returned in order to once again bring about a goblin downfall to the town. We had the death of the Sandpoint Devil, an infamous cryptid that had been terrorizing the area surrounding Sandpoint. We saw the destruction of the cloning vats beneath the Devil's Plateau, where people were being cloned and replaced so that they could be hosts for these brain dog-like creatures. And of course, our heroes managed to finally put to rest the Chopper, an infamous serial killer who had been terrorizing the town after his ghost was brought back thanks to the efforts of Adamar Scarnetti, a rather hateful young man who is trying to usurp his family's power. Or at least he was, until he was killed by our heroes in the church. Unfortunately, this was done in broad daylight in front of everyone without anything but a conversation as evidence to the guilt that Adamar faced. And now our heroes are answering for the murder that took place. And it is here that we return. Sato and Blix, the two of you have been found guilty of the murder of Adamar Scarnetti without reasonable cause. For now, however, the punishment has not yet been doled out. There is more evidence to be presented in the other two cases that are against you guys, and so before the punishment is doled out, the other two cases must be resolved as well. And we now come to the practice of necromancy by Father Xantus and his accomplices, which of course include Cinderial, Westinson, Navander, as well as Peyton, who unfortunately will actually have to suffer by having his body removed from the Sandpoint graveyard and, cast out as well. So, so yeah, there's that. Evidence was that, of course, the whole town was there to witness the summoning of Nualia. And why did you bring Baylor onto this stand? I can't remember for the necromancy stuff. Did you bring him for the necromancy stuff?
No, I didn't put him on the stand for the necromancy stuff.
That
I
was
put him
for
on
the
almost as like a witness to who Pazuzu was, or his
right. Yeah. So Baylor Hemlock's not there. It's just Xantus on the stand. Now, as the town was ready to summarily pass judgment for the necromancy that everyone had clearly witnessed, a man amongst the crowd stood up and claimed that he would testify that Father Xantus did not indeed in any way, shape, or form perform an act of necromancy. But no sooner than this individual stood up, you realized you were looking at an undead man. The individual that rises wears a deep cloak. Their skin seems to be taut against the emaciated flesh that lurks beneath the shadows of the coverings that he wears. As he stands, the light that shines upon him reveals all too clearly his true nature. He is an undead. The townsfolk gasp suddenly. There's a murmur that spreads out. Many people even retreat away from him, knocking over chairs and stuff like that. They suddenly act almost as if, as you would, as a monster appears in the center of the crowd. You hear the jury of your trial, which I did forget to put back on, so bear with me. Yada.
We had a jury?
Kinda. Judges.
Our judges.
Oh, the judges.
The three judges.
You're three judges.
Jury, executioner.
Yeah. Barbara slams her fist on the table in front of them and demands quiet. Silence! As the town starts to quieten down, the priest of Bree, whose name is... Who remembers the name? I do, because I think I wrote it down. Hildegard. Thank you. It is Hildegard. Yes, Hildegard. There you go. Just need to open that up. All right. Hildegard, our cleric of Bry, turns and says, "The testimony of this sinful creature it has no place here. Quickly, exorcise this heinous, unholy being immediately. You can see that a few of the rather unsure priests begin to move against this individual. Anyone say anything?
Who was that?
so-
Like, everybody's just like, who's that?
I'm guessing it looks, because I think you described it. It looks similar to the individual we found at the in what's now your embassy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Mara
Oh.
killed.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I
look
thought
dead.
as well. But he didn't look quite
No,
like that.
I called as witness.
As Navander blurts this out, the clerics who are about to cast various forms of holy light spells and the like pause for just a moment. Barbara looks over and furrows their brow. The priest says, "Preposterous!" Hildegard says, "You cannot bring a monster to testify for you." Barbara then turns and says, "Wasn't long ago that you considered goblins monsters as well." The mayor says, Now, listen, I welcome the debate here on what actually qualifies as someone that can testify in favor or against people. But if this does work out for the sake of character, for example, to show that the types of people who associate with our alleged accused here seems like the best person to talk about whether or not these here fellows be undead or necromancers, would be a member of the undead themselves. I say that we should let them speak at this here court. The other two kind of look over. The mayor kind of like gives that like Hollywood kind of grin that he normally does. The priest says, "Fine, but any funny business at all, and I will smite this being myself." Barbara nods as the undead creature walks towards the stand. One moment while I pull up the image here. There we go. Do. All right. Yeah, that'll do. All right, there we go. All right. As this individual arises, Hildegard says, "State your name clearly for the court." "My name is unfortunately beyond the scope of what I was left with after my awakening. But you may call me Doctor." "Doctor. Very well, Doctor. You seem eager to have your say. Speak and be done." "Very well. As you can clearly tell, I am not among the living anymore. But this was not always the case. I was a student, a researcher in various methods of occult and arcane study. In my research, I honed my craft around the study of necromancy, the wielding of the powers over life and death. I was sequestered to a small asylum on the outskirts of town. There, among various things, I was studying better methods in order to not only control, but also dispatch undead as well. In the Church of Pharasma, there are many who would begin their crusade in order to destroy the undead. But in my research, I chose to find better ways to combat it, to ensure that people would remain safe. One of the best ways to assure that such experiments didn't go awry was, of course, with the blessing of the goddess that staves away the undead. I was most of all surprised when I was ambushed by the aforementioned group, and amidst my experimentation I was slain, as were my orderlies. More murders! Barbara says, as she kind of like furrows her brow even more. I wouldn't
I wasn't a
necessarily...
part of that one.
Everyone stops
Sorry,
and
I'll
looks
stop
at
talking.
everyone stops and looks at Blix at that one. As
Stop talking.
As the necromancer continues. Oh, no. I do not fault the heroes for my death. Quite frankly, I was simply more surprised than anything else. I found it more surprising when I awoke a few days later. I realized that I no longer hungered, and somehow, through the various experiments that I had done, I had infected myself with probably a large concoction of various things that may have turned me this way. I initially sought out the heroes in order to, well, put me to rest properly, but they were never in town, often in this pit you keep talking about. I heard that they would be here, which is why I came, but hearing the accusations of necromancy, I felt it my imperative responsibility to stand up and say something about that. You see, Father Xantus conducted a ritual known as, I was looking it up earlier on, and
Talking corpse.
Talking corpse, thank you. The talking corpse ritual. The talking corpse ritual, while appearances may seem as though it is using unholy magics in order to bring back the dead, is actually quite the opposite. There is no unholy markers within that spell itself. No forms of misuse or corruption that would happen from anyone using that particular spell. I would know. With my expertise, I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, that speaking with spirits in the manner that was used by Father Xantus and the heroes was not unholy in any way, and thus should not be punished as an unholy act. The mayor and Barbara both kind of look over at at Hildegard, because Hildegard is obviously the expert in priestly matters. I suppose there are precedents for speaking with dead to be used by people from various clergies that do not practice in necromancy. It does not happen often, and evidence produced by speaking corpses it is inadmissible in a court such as this. But how sure can you be that this is the method that they used? Well, believe me when I say that they have a very strong opinion on necromancers, and I would strongly doubt that the people who would slay me without so much as allowing me to utter a word in my defense would so readily ally themselves with a man they know and bear witness to performing acts of necromancy. They begin to deliberate back and forth. Well, what of you, the accused? what do you say towards the testimony of this doctor fellow? Sandra's making a break for it. Get him! I mean, no.
I was about to say, where's Cookie
The
gone?
vendor's just kind of sitting there trying to process all what was being said. His knowledge is more in arcane magics rather than divine magic, so he kind of agreed with everyone thinking that Nualia was risen up using a necromantic spell. So he's just kind of sitting there like going, is it really just do we use a holy or an unholy spell? So he's kind of just sitting there trying to process the information.
Well, the middle. You're using an unaligned spell.
Yeah.
Christensen just sort of kind of realizes he doesn't have a lot to add to this particular questioning. He was at both events. He sort of agrees that well, he actually wholly disagrees with Maro and the fact that she attacked him before he could say anything, but he feels kind of lost in this whole process because he only partially understands what's going on around him.
No, okay, if anything, I'm going to struggle to phrase this right, but Sandero will say that the whole point was to try and to ease troubled souls, which is something that we all want to do. If we all passed in unfortunate circumstances, it's what we'd all want to do eventually. Unfortunately for us, it just took us a bit longer because of the connotations. We did try to explain it at the time to the crowd, but obviously Nualia's perceived point of view was just too strong at the time. But now that our forewarning, because she was available, well, we're seeing where that goes. As for the doctor's unfortunate demise, that happened very fast. As well, we were just trying to clear a suitable place for the embassy itself. I do believe by the time the doctor was actually failed, I don't think I'd even got off the stairs.
So you would have us believe that Maro acted independently with a fervor that does not reflect your, I suppose, what's the word? That does not reflect your situational awareness.
I think it's more Maro as a. I'm gonna try and remember this as a dedicated follower of Pharasma, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So the various undead and acted as by the tendency of her faith to immediately try to purge all the undead that she saw.
The three judges begin to deliberate. They start to sort of ask a few questions of each other. In a very short amount of time, they come to a decision. The accused stand questioned about whether or not they acted in a manner that would support their use of necromancy in the aforementioned situation. It is clear from the testimony of this undead individual, whoever they may happen to be and whatever purpose they may happen to have, it is true that the accused have not acted or have not performed an act of unholy nature. Thus, they cannot be found guilty of this particular crime. There's a slam of the gavel that they have, and you are acquitted of having committed necromancy. Congratulations!
One charge cleared. Shame about all the others.
Is Barbara going to ask if the undead person wishes to charge the party for the murder of himself? Is that a thing?
As you ask that,
Is that something
Barbara
would
will
think,
ask. It's like also. Do you want to do? Would you like to press charges for your murder? These people did, in fact, kill you. He takes a moment and he goes, honestly, I'm grateful. I was not prepared for such a intimate experience, such as to figure out how the undead function the way they do. So, if anything, I'm grateful that they were able to allow me to conduct my research and continue as I have and as I am. So no, I do not wish to press any kind of charges. Very well. In which case, let us move on. There is but one final case that still remains, and that is, of course, the matter surrounding the murder of Reagan, the other priest who died by the hands of our supposed heroes of Sandpoint. At present, the accused is Father Xantus still. The murder weapon being, of course, the very star knife that he prides himself on and carries with him at all times. The body having been found upon his grounds, and with him having the only known motivation to have killed the victim, who had sought to replace him in the town of Sandpoint as the spiritual leader. Defense. How do you plead? Like this. Please don't kill me!
Not guilty.
Very well. Then you may proceed with your defense.
I would like to call up Father Xantus to the stand, please, first.
Father Xantus goes to the witness stand.
Xantus, how long have you been a member here in Sandpoint, head of the church?
I have been the head of the Church of Sandpoint for a very, very long time. He gives you the exact number of years, but I don't know.
Yeah. And during that time, you've had to work with a range of different priests of different orders.
Of course. One of the natures of the Sandpoint Cathedral is that it is a place of acceptance and worship for all denominations.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you have been thinking about retirement in one form or another. Yes, before Reagan turned up.
He seems a bit pensive about this particular question. He says, well, if truth be known, yes. In fact, the Nualia incident was intended to be my last big action as priest of the Sandpoint Cathedral. It has been many years, and while I would never say that I tire of my duties here, I am getting on, and I have so many things in life I still wish to experience. I was hoping that once I was able to put to rest Nualia's ghost, perhaps I was able to, like some of my friends, return to a different life. Perhaps a quieter one.
And so a father arrived at Sandpoint. Father Reagan arrived at Sandpoint.
Yes.
Did you have any disagreements with Father Reagan?
Oh, quite a few, in fact. Father
And what
Reagan
were they- Sorry,
seemed to
go on.
want to prioritize Sandpoint's economic growth over anything else. I tried on numerous occasions to encourage him to nurture more than simply the wealth of the town, but also see the people for what they were.
So you're saying you saw potential in Father Reagan to be an incredible father for Sandpoint in both a emotional and economic sense.
Oh, of course, yes.
So tell me, Father Xantus, why would you? It doesn't make sense to me that you would supposedly wish to kill Father Reagan if you saw such potential in him.
That is correct. I did not wish any harm to Father Reagan. Though we did have our disagreements, it was never something that we shouldered. It was never something that we would have ever done to bring someone harm for simply having a difference of opinion.
Thank you, Father Xantus. Now we move on to the object of your star knife. It said that was the murder weapon, wasn't it?
Yes.
A star knife that you carried on you at all times.
That is correct.
Was this star knife on you this time? Did you have your star knife with you during that day?
I did, yes.
And did you have the star knife with you during the time of Reagan's supposed murder?
Yes, I did.
Was your star knife found with blood on it?
No.
And you were arrested quite shortly after this murder, yes? So you wouldn't have had, did you have time to clean your star knife? Would you have had time to clean your star knife?
Well,
Sorry, this might be a Matt thing. He was arrested just after the murder, right?
yes, but not a great deal long. Like, you guys didn't see, like, for example, it wasn't so soon as you didn't witness a Reagan's death, if that makes sense.
Okay.
There was
Well,
a
then I'll
corpse, you know what I mean?
Then I wouldn't have asked that then.
Sure, not a problem.
Could your star knife have created injuries on Reagan? Could your star knife have created injuries on Reagan?
Yes.
What else could have caused those injuries?
A great many things. Any kind of short and straight-edged blade would have sufficed.
Do you think that Adamar Scarnetti's blade could match the murder weapon?
I'm afraid I have not seen Adamar Scarnetti's weapon.
Could we get Adamar Scarnetti's weapon brought out, please?
They do indeed bring out Adamar's weapon. Yes, I would say that that it is very possible.
After the death of Reagan, what was the state of the church, the cathedral? As in, what was the state of the people in the cathedral after you were arrested? Would you hazard a guess?
I would say that the people were uneased. Without knowing who exactly to trust, it's not surprising that the people in town were looking for answers that did not seem to exist.
Would you say that one of the strongest institutions in Sandpoint was fractured?
Of course, yes. As much as it pains me to say so.
And probably an innocent man such as yourself being framed for the murder of Father Reagan could have been a way to create chaos within Sandpoint and perhaps deflect Sandpoint from what might have been happening.
I suppose. Barbara kind of looks at Navander and says, "Get on with it! If you continue to waste this court's time with senseless roundabout questions, I will have you tried in contempt."
No, I won't say that. My argument is that Adamar Foxglove was the one who murdered Father Reagan.
Foxglove? You mean
Oh,
Scanetti?
sorry, not Foxglove. Jeez, different name. Adamar Scanetti.
Didn't even remember the name of the person they murdered.
Sorry, it was
No, it's fine.
a Foxglove. Yeah, that sounds right. That rolls off the tongue normally.
Yeah,
That's his
absolutely.
underworld name.
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly. Sorry, you put me against an undead, and I'm like, oh yeah, that works.
Mhm.
But my argument is that Adamar Scanetti was the one who murdered Father Reagan. His weapon matched the murder weapon. It caused chaos within Sandpoint. It was the framing of an innocent person. His deity particularly loves that happening. And it furthered his goal to be head of the Scanetti family. Evidence and motive.
You have accusations. You have words. Where is your tangible proof of these things?
The blade? Matching the weapon, murder weapon of the injuries on...
Which, by your own account, also matches the star knife that Father Xantus wields.
However,
But-
there was the other gentleman who was attacked with a similar weapon when Father Santos was in the temple under house arrest. Same types of wounds.
Oh, and who might this be?
A friend of mine.
Grandlog Irongrog.
Grandlog Irongrog. Friend of mine who was visiting my newest, well, was found stabbed by your very knights down at a location down by the docks where I was planning on establishing my new workshop.
Bring forth Grandlog Irongrog. They go and retrieve him, and he shows up. Arr! Ye have summoned me here to this place in order to cast me vote, have ye? Well, rest assured, even though my eye be taken by the mighty crackish beast, I shall answer straight and truer than none other you've spoken to before. Sup, Westonson?
Found the grog early this morning, did you, friend?
The grog runs like oxygen. So you
Good to see you
have
back on your
question-
feet, old friend.
What?
Good to see you back on your feet, old friend.
Aye, well, I'm not out of the woods yet, but I will say that I'd be glad to see the one who shanked me be brought to justice one way or another. And if it were that Adamar fella, then be it all the sweeter that his rotten corpse be already put to rest. Be that if it were his responsibility. If it not be that, then I didn't know these people. They be complete strangers to me.
Yes.
All right. Ask your questions.
Could you describe the person who attacked you?
Were I be able to, boy. I was attacked like a coward in the dark. I saw no one. Only felt the jab of pain piercing my side. And then the darkness that followed.
Do you think something like this weapon would have caused those injuries?
He looks at the weapon. He says, aye, definitely it could have.
Do you know where Father Xantus was during the time of your attack?
Can't say I do, so no.
I'm
Sandera will
very
look
frank,
at
guys.
Sandera will look at Barbara and saying, given the time of the attack, don't your knights know where Father Xantus was? I mean, they were protecting him. They were keeping him under eye inside the temple, right?
No, not at the time. It was for Father Reagan's death that they put the...
No, the attack on Iron
Grog. Iron Grog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, they were. You're right. Yeah, if you point that out, they go, well...
We will point that out.
Yeah.
Okay, they go, well, that is true. If they had indeed put Father Xantus on watch at that time, it does not make sense that Father Xantus attacked Grandlog Irongrog. This is an excellent point. No, it isn't, says Barbara as she slams her fist on the ground. We're not here to discuss who stabbed Grandlog. We're here to discuss who's responsible for the death of Reagan.
It was the same weapon.
So a weapon that could have been a star knife, but probably wasn't.
Most likely was.
Not a star knife.
Most likely it was not a star knife. Thank you.
Above the table bag, is there a physician in the town that could examine the wound caused, or that would have examined the wound to Reagan, and then they could examine the wound to Irongrog?
Sadly not. Specifically a physician? No.
Is there somebody?
The priests, much like Father Xantus and you guys, are the predominant healers here in town.
Yep.
Also, really quickly, welcome in to the Raiders from DM Redcap. Thank you for joining us. We hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope your stream went super well. Tell us what you were up to. What were you doing? Did you have fun? Let us know all the things. We are currently in the midst of a trial where our heroes are trying to acquit their priestly friend, Father Xantus, for the murder of another priest who was supposed to come to town and replace him. He is currently the prime suspect, and our heroes are trying to draw doubt from the weapon that was used in the murder. Sorry, please continue.
So a priest would have examined the wound done to both Reagan. Would have been the same priests? Probably not.
Technically, it was, because I'm pretty sure it was Cinderella.
It was Cinderella.
Well, that doesn't do us a whole boatload
Oh,
of good.
It does not, no.
Well, oh dear. Oops, sorry.
Mm.
Oh dear, indeed.
Was Reagan stabbed in the side or was he stabbed in the back?
Reagan was stabbed in the front.
Okay. So I can't make that argument.
Which might also mean he knew his attacker, but that applies to Father Xantus, but also for Adamar, because it was the Scarnettes that brought him in, if I remember correctly.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Navanda's going to argue that it is the same weapon attacked both people. Couldn't have been Xantus because Xantus was under Hell Knight watch, and if Xantus, we need to try to connect the two murders together with more than just a weapon.
Yeah.
What would the
Aside
death
from-
of? Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, aside from sowing the seeds of chaos, there isn't exactly a motive that links the two.
Well, what does his death get Adam on? Was Westonson part of the group at that point?
Yes.
Not when either of them were stabbed.
No, I thought you were.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Carry on.
Artemis had just left, but Westonson hadn't come back. The whole reason he joined back
Oh.
up was because his workshop was destroyed or under Hell Knight occupation.
Yes, I do remember that.
So, what is this guy's role in town?
Local drunkard and ruffian. He's a captain of a ship that was parked in the harbor.
Why would someone want him dead? Why would someone want you dead?
There be many reasons why one might want me dead. I, after all, have been doing much work around the town of Sandpoint. Anything from shipping things here into from Magnamar, as well as gaining rare curios for the rich nobles what reside on that big hill.
I've got a very, very bad idea.
He was the one that brought in the dragon egg.
He is indeed the one that brought in the dragon egg.
When Westonson hears about that and remembers the trouble that caused, he glowers at him.
What?
I am
We had
also
discussions about that.
Yeah. Now, above table, I am also wondering if old Grog spotted Adamar potentially coming out of the secret entrance beneath the Scarnetti mansion that we used to escape.
We can ask.
We could.
But that also makes it very, very clear that we know about that place as well.
We could
Easy.
ask. We can ask what Grog saw of Anna with the Scarnetti. Like, what was the past couple of times he saw Scarnetti doing?
Mm-hmm. Or even just his relationship with Adamar specifically.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got an eyelash right in front of my eye, so I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. Tell us about did you tell us about what you know of Adamant?
Adamar Scarnetti, eh? Heard the boy was supposedly doing your job down in the pit. He formed a crew with that other noble rich guy. What's his name? Valdemar. Very few have seen him since he went down into the depths.
Did you?
When was the last time you saw him?
Must have been around the time I was doing work for the nobles up on the hill.
Could you
Was it
describe what he
after
was
they
doing?
went into the?
What?
Sorry, I was asking. Actually, this was an above the table question. Wasn't that after they went back into the pit?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's also before Sato got into town, I believe. So
Mhm.
we'll leave it to Navander.
Could you tell us what he was doing?
No, I can't.
But you can tell us that this was after he said he went down to the pit.
Oh, aye, definitely after that. Because I remember
So
thinking
you-
to myself, Grandlog, you're drunk. And then shortly after that, I thought, isn't that Adamar fella? And then I thought, wasn't he supposed to be in the pit? And then I thought, I wonder if he's got any grog. And then I thought, nah, probably not.
So he was seen in Sandpoint when he was in the pit. He has been coming and going as he was seen at this one time. He could have been here in separate times, and he could have been the one to stab you.
I mean, he question mark.
Thank you.
Everyone is kind of looking at you guys like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You. I mean, I'm.
I-
I'm pretty sure you guys understand how this is coming across
Yeah.
so far.
I was just
Yeah.
going to ask when you saw him back in town after he was supposed to be in the pit, was he actually alone or was he actually with his traveling companions?
He was alone. I remember that.
TCU.
Did you see the
Oh no, I don't.
the inspiration bonus?
No, I
Or
don't
the insight
imagine.
points?
I don't imagine he did. No.
Did you ask him if he had any grog?
No, I didn't. I think
Okay.
I should have.
A little late now.
Aye, it is a bit.
Did you never saw him after that point?
After that point, nay, no, I didn't. I didn't see him, not at all. After that point.
Hmm.
How you guys doing?
I've got
Did you
a
see
very-
there is an insight
Yeah.
bonus out there on the table?
An insight bonus, eh? All right. Your insight bonus is this: you've proven that Adamar wasn't was able to come and go from the town as he saw fit. In doing so, you have also potentially failed to mention a very important detail about the pit that only the party knows. But there isn't a bit that the party knows that Adamar knows. Okay, that's going to sound weird. Let me just be clear about it. Who here knows that there is a portal from the pit directly to the Temple of Sandpoint?
Yes. Nevada does.
Yeah, we do,
It-
and as does.
I think we've all used it, haven't we?
Brooke.
Correct. Who else has used it?
I was going to say Brooke as well, because he was one actually helped us set up, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Scarnetti used it as well.
Right. Now, if the Scarnettis used it, right, how would he have known about it if you guys didn't tell them about it?
Nice, you got the answer from the bookkeeper.
When we chased him,
He went straight
He
for
seemed
the
to-
portal.
he went straight for the portal. He knew where that portal went.
And
Yes, he
knew
did.
the keyword.
Yes, he did.
Didn't he also say that he was going to head for Sandpoint after that fight with the snake? The snake people?
He
Or the
did.
serpent folk?
No.
I thought he did.
How close to the
Hmm.
sorry, I'm wrestling with something here where I'm trying to think of how close to Reagan's murder was the egg.
To Reagan's murder?
Yes.
Roughly. I mean, honestly, specifically, okay. Let me go with this. Remember, asking questions is great. We want you to ask questions, but if I'm not privy to know where
Okay,
you're going with a line of
so-
questioning, I'm just gonna.
What I was trying to understand, this is more above the table than anything else, is whether or not Reagan's murder was essentially before, like if Scarnetti had been traveling or had been returning to see the egg or whatever, Reagan saw him come out and was then murdered as a result to
Okay,
keep the fact that Scarnetti
Scarnetti knew what?
knew where the portal was and came out of the church.
So you're suggesting that
Did,
he killed Reagan because Reagan knew about the portal.
no, because he knew that because he essentially saw Scarnetti coming out of the portal.
Okay, so your answer's cookie, because this is your above table thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Reagan, and I'm going to give you the episode numbers because it might actually help you.
Yeah.
Get this. So Reagan was killed in episode 63.
Yeah.
The dragon turtle came in on episode 70.
Okay, so it's probably too far in between. Well, not necessarily, but
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because that's
No,
especially
it's
because
fine,
I
it's
wasn't
fine. I
on the
just needed
table at
to know
that
where
point. I just
you're-
trying to get it. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
was
just
trying
need to know where
understand.
you're
Yeah.
what you were
Yeah.
where you were pitching. That's all.
Is it perhaps
Yeah.
a good idea to get brought out the bookkeeper on the stand to talk about the portals and how they work?
Well, it gives. I mean, look, it gives you the clue is designed to give you some insight here, but it's not your
Yeah.
answer.
No, I'm talking to the party, talking to the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just for my information, is this an open trial or is it just us and the judges?
Open trial. The whole town is here listening.
Yeah. See, Centaury will probably hesitate about trying to make that information too public because he probably doesn't want everyone trying to get into the pit via the portals.
Unless anyone else has a better way of doing the thing.
Trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out the motive as to why Adamar would go after Iron Grog. It would make sense if Adamar had seen him as he was coming in and out of the estate.
And he could have, and maybe Grog just didn't spot him being spotted.
True.
Who commissioned? I'll look over to Grog and go, who commissioned you to get the dragon egg out of curiosity?
That'd be Titus Garnetti, the old man.
Hmm.
He was very adamant about its handling and its care. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Thinking if it had been Adamar that commissioned the dragon egg, that would have been more chaos that Adamar had caused.
All right, sorry, you were saying?
Oh, I was just thinking to myself about trying to figure out who had commissioned grabbing the egg, because that was a sufficient amount of chaos that was caused.
Mm-hmm.
It'd also lead to a motive of Adamar taking out Grog if Adamar had commissioned getting the egg. And Titus went to you directly to get the egg. Didn't use any messengers or anything.
No. It came to me directly, he did. Said it was to do with something about his son going mad or whatever. Was that important?
His, which son going mad?
The blonde fella with the mustache. He's
Karn.
describing Karn.
Karn.
Yeah.
But Karn was under Adamar's control.
No,
that
Karn
point.
was out of above table. Karn was under the Axe's control.
Correct.
The axe was acquired by Adamar and given to Karn.
Oh, okay.
We don't
Yeah.
want that coming out because we placed it all on Titus, who died an untimely death as the scapegoat to try to keep some semblance of the family intact for
Yep.
political reasons.
Yep, because Karn basically used him as a sacrifice in his own basement.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Steve's at a loss.
Like I like trial scenes, right? I like trial scenes, but they can get really convoluted really quickly, and it takes a lot to
Get him back
think
on
on it.
track.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mm. If you guys would like, there is a couple of ways you can go about it. Now, I know you guys are currently trying to prove obviously in this particular instances that it was Adamar and not Father Santos. The tough bit is, and I mean this without, any hint of like, hey, you should have done this, you should have done that. Do you remember the bit where Adamar was like, hey, you'll never get away, I'll get away with this because you have no evidence? Sadly, that is an actuality. You guys just lack the information. There is no way around it. The goal here shouldn't be to use what you know and rifle through all the things that you've experienced in order to come up with an answer, because I can tell you, like, outrightly, you don't have the pieces for this puzzle. But you could create answers. You can create different things. Much like how I tell people very much, like, as a DM, you can lie.
I think I think Navander was trying to create doubt. So create doubt that it might not have been Xantus. It could have been Adamar as well. Like, Navander's accusing, but the main goal is to try to create doubt that it wasn't.
Reasonable doubt.
So that way we don't get Exactly.
Yeah, I think reasonable doubt isn't here presently because it's there's no evidence for that reasonable doubt. You know what I mean? Like right now, the evidence points towards Xantus, and it does also point towards someone else, but it's harder to get to that someone else than it is to get to Xantus. I think at this point in time, our heroes might need to see, because I don't want to just give you an answer. Everyone, give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
I thought we were going to get close to a session without a roll.
Almost
I
did.
don't know if Blix should roll because
Almost
Blix
did.
doesn't actually know what's going on. But yeah, 13.
Ten.
Okay.
That's still more than Cinderella. Okay.
So a 15 and a 13 is enough. So Westinson and Blix.
Navander got an
Navander.
18.
Sorry. And Navander. Sorry, I didn't see the 18 up there. All right. The three of you know that in a court of law, the testimony of any kind of undead / dead person is inadmissible. However, you did notice that they heeded the words of the necromancer, despite the necromancer being undead, and allowed him to testify. You believe that this may be because the judges, or a judge at least, is on your side, and you might be able to get away, now that you've confirmed that talking with the undead or talking with corpses isn't unholy, you might get away with convincing them to allow you to cast it on Adamar.
Reagan stabbed in the back?
Front.
Why don't we cast it on Reagan?
Could cast it on Reagan, yeah.
Because he would have seen his assailant.
Yes, he would.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Watch
I don't
out,
think-
Father Xantus.
Yeah. I don't think the spell forces truth, because if we just cast on Adamar, he's just going to lie.
It forces them to tell the truth to the best of their knowledge or ability.
It doesn't, according to the spell. The corpse can attempt a will save to resist answering questions.
Oh yes, that too. Yes. You're right. But it can resist answering questions, but it can't give a lie. It can't lie, is what I meant.
Oh, it can if it gets to the critical success on the will save.
Oh really? Okay.
That's what it says, yeah.
If it's a critical success.
If it's a critical success, yeah.
It might be better if we approach this from doing it on Reagan first,
I agree.
because the individual will be less inclined to lie.
Because
I
we're trying to
agree.
find his murder.
All right. Do you wish to propose that to the court?
I will
Sure.
lean over and mention this as a possibility to Navander. He speaks better than Westinson does.
Banner nods. If I like to make a suggestion, if I can make a suggestion, please, to find out the truth of killing, of the murder of Father Reagan, why don't we ask Father Reagan himself?
There is a murmur that rises over the crowd. Barbara slams their gavel down. Order! Order! Silence, you bastards! This is highly inappropriate, Hildegard says. we did allow for the necromancer to testify. It seems as though this court is in no way, shape, or form ordinary by any means. I think it'd be best if we see it all through and find out the truth once and for all. There's another little kind of grumpy scowl. I let the record show that I do not like this. There's far too much speaking to the dead and not enough executing people. But very well. If it'll bring an end... Kind of glares at Blix. If it'll bring an end to this once and for all, then very well. Who here can cast Talking with Dead?
I assume the necromancer.
Oh, you ask him? Oh, the necromancer's sitting there picking his nose like, Oh, right. Yeah, you'd like me to do that. Yeah, okay, sure. No worries.
I was going to say, technically Sedera does, but she doesn't have it prepared. But, you know.
Unless the court's willing to wait like 12 hours.
No. No, we are not. All right. Very well. The necromancer prepares himself. He's a little bit off guard. Like, you know, again, he's still surrounded by people who, you know, kind of look at him like, you know, hey, that guy's totally a necromancer. And he's like, okay, well, see you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use the spell that Father Xantus used, the cult speak.
Talking
Yeah.
corpse. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So he goes and he uses the spell. It takes about 10 minutes for the ritual to be cast. There's a swirl of light, and as the light begins to subside, the spirit of Reagan appears before everyone. Everyone sort of does the whole like, oh, wow, it's a miracle, which kind of makes, you know, you a little bit angry because like, well, what the fuck? It's a miracle now, but like when we do it.
When it's Noalia.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. It's predominantly because it was Noalia, but yeah.
Yeah.
Reagan's corpse opens its eyes. All right,
Father Reagan.
Yeah, you have 5 questions.
Father Reagan. How did you die?
I was stabbed in the stomach, left to bleed and die under the willow behind the Sandpoint Cathedral.
Who stabbed him? Evander, are you going to ask who stabbed him?
I thought Sato already asked.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Zato hasn't asked.
Okay.
I heard no question.
Yeah. Yes. To the, you know.
Who stabbed you?
I do not know.
What did he look like?
A human man. Short hair. Medium-sized. Pale skin. He is pretty much describing Father Xantus.
But he knows Father
Father
Xantus.
just doesn't look like he's pale skin.
He knows Father Xantus. And if
Correct.
And he
doesn't,
said he
like,
didn't know, doesn't know who stabbed him.
Did he know Adamar Scarnetti?
No, he did not.
Probably not.
do we have a picture of Scarnetti?
No.
No.
You open
Well,
up
that's
your
helpful.
you watch as you open up your wallet and you've got like one that's like you've done like little hearts in the corner of the photo. It's like, thank God I carry my photo of Adamar Scarnetti everywhere
It's
with me.
signed
Quick, did
Yeah.
anyone have any stalkers?
to my favorite fan, Adamar.
Well, as I say, since we've been so much about the weapon, so now I'll ask, can you describe the weapon that stabbed you?
A sword. A straight-edged blade. Pierced my gut.
Do we still have the sword in the room?
I mean, you're out in public, but yes, you do have the sword.
No. But was the sword brought to the trial?
Yeah.
Was what that's above the table? Okay. We've got one question left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we ask
we
if
could
this
ask
is the
how
sword?
tall was the figure.
Or
If
do
he
we
could-
ask if this is the sword that killed him?
Or do we want to
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
clear and ask if it was Father Xantus that killed him?
Because he already didn't say
Yeah,
Santa.
but we wanna
He
make
knows
it clear.
Santa's.
But we want to make it clear for everyone, not insinuated.
Understood, but if
Sure.
it was the sword that killed him, that ties him directly to Scarnetti. That's the one piece of evidence that we've got that says that was taken from
Okay.
Scarnetti.
Okay, we can give that a shot.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
But I'm
Ask your question.
so. Sato will. I believe he's still tied up. Think we're all tied up, or is it just
You're all
Sato and
restrained.
Blix that are
Yes.
tied?
No, yeah, you're all
Yes.
restrained.
Could someone please show the thing, the Father Reagan, the sword?
One of the town's bailiffs will come forth with the sword.
Is this the sword that killed you?
Yes. The town begins to murmur. Order! Order! Barbara says. In light of the circumstances, and with the knowledge that this particular corpse could not have been tampered with, I believe it would be too hasty to say that the Sandpoint, these people, were responsible for the death of Reagan, Father Xantus included. The other two judges nod in agreement. Given the murder weapon has been identified as the weapon belonging to one Adamar Scarnetti, we, in this court, shall find Father Xantus innocent. And though Adamar's weapon was used for the murder, that does not, however, make him the accused, as this weapon could have been wielded by any man or woman. But in the case of Father Xantus and the murder of Reagan, we, the judges, find him innocent. Together with the testimony of the necromancer who made themselves present at their own risk, all charges against Father Xantus are officially hereby dropped, and he may resume his freedom. There's a yay, kind of like a cheer coming from the town. Everyone does love Father Xantus, and no one wanted to see him, persecuted or punished for this kind of crime. Like everyone was kind of like, this doesn't sound like Father Xantus, and now they feel that sense of like, oh, good, it wasn't Father Xantus.
Yeah, that I wasn't misled in my faith.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, thank God. Okay. All that leaves now is our so-called heroes of Sandpoint and their guilty verdict of having killed Adamar Scarnetti. With evidence that has now been presented, that shows that Adamar Scarnetti was not a righteous and upstanding citizen, there is room for some leniency in regards to your punishment. I do mean some, however. You went into the cathedral, chasing after an unarmed man, and killed him in front of the congregations there.
He was armed.
No. You are only armed if you are
He was in
wielding a
white.
weapon. You are not armed for carrying a weapon.
Ah, okay.
In light of this, you shall be your charge of murder shall be changed to excessive force. The punishment of which that is carried is going to be a temporary exile from the town of Sandpoint. You will be forced to leave the town to reflect upon the actions that you have taken and what it means to be a part of this community, as opposed to being no better than the Grey Gardeners and exalting justice of your own brand. What do you have to say before we carry out your sentencing?
Will your sentence be immediate, or is it possible to have an evening to put the affairs in order?
Your sentence will be carried out immediately.
Understood.
Understood.
Well, if there's nothing you wish to say on your behalf, then this jury, this panel is adjourned. And he slams they slam their gavels down. As the guards come to basically escort you out of Sandpoint, Sindariel, Westinson, and Evander, you are free and cleared. Your shackles are brought out, and Sato and Blix, the two of you, are the only ones who are going to be banished from the town.
Okay.
Don't worry, Sato. I think I can set us something up outside of town to live in for now.
I'm going to
I
go
don't
visit
think
your
we'll be-
friends.
I don't think I'm welcome there anymore.
In the pit.
Oh. I mean, I really don't want
Are
to
the
go
other
live back
three-
in the pit, but if it's the only option, we could. I just meant like setting up camp.
Wait.
Like we could set up a campsite outside of town.
I'm more interested
In
in
the woods.
ultimately clearing this. We know
Right,
what it is. If there's proof, it will be in the pit.
right.
And are the other three with us, or is it just the guards and the two of us?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You guys are getting thrown out, but
I mean,
the others can be with you.
Well,
Yeah.
in
Is there
any
an
case, we
opportunity
can,
to
we
talk
can
to the
still
other
wait.
three?
Sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, is there an opportunity to talk to the other three? Is what I'm getting at, to say
Yeah,
where
of course.
where can we meet, essentially.
Yeah, of course.
So, so that's the point. Is so Blix, can you take us back to where your tribe lives?
Yeah, if you're okay with living in the
Okay.
pit for a little while.
Yeah, well, that's fine. He's going to look at the other three and go, "Do you know where that is? I don't.
Floor one.
Can we
of the-
meet
of the floor one of the pit?
floor one of the pit? Can we meet there and if there's any evidence that will fully clear, it's in the pit. You guys can go and take a good night's rest. We can go there and meet you soon. Is that, unless someone's got a better plan?
Oh no, you can sleep in the pit if you want.
Do you have a better place?
Yeah, my farm. On the outskirts of Sandpoint, in the hinterlands.
Your farm actually does count as the property of Sandpoint.
Oh, does it?
It
Fantastic.
does.
Never mind then.
Yeah, you are within the range. Basically, if your farm is attacked, the guards of Sandpoint will come to help.
That's good to know for future.
The big red button.
Of course, if they were
Boop.
squatting there without your knowledge.
Yeah.
We live in the barn.
How was the place where we fought the gargantuan spider outside of Sandpoint?
No.
That was insane.
Oh, actually, yes, it was. Sorry, my apologies. Yes.
So there's a structure. Well, no, never mind. Westonson knows nothing about that.
Sure.
Neither does Blix.
Yeah, or Sato. Well, I don't particularly want to sleep in the pit, but can't stay here, and I don't have anywhere outside of the town. So,
Like I said, I'm pretty sure we could set up a camp.
Okay, I'm gonna intervene here.
yeah.
I can't stress enough how close you guys are to the end of the adventure.
yeah, we
Yeah.
need to
The
go
fact
to
that
pits.
spending time figuring out where you're going to sleep outside is going to be so inconsequential.
Mhm.
No, and
We
they
need
want
to
to
go to
play.
the-
Well,
They want to play camping simulator.
No, we want. Sato wants to go to the pit and deal with the rest of the stuff that's in the pit.
well, what time of day is it?
It's the afternoon.
Okay. If everyone's good to go now, we could go now. But if they want to wait until morning, we could just spend one day outside in the woods. Meet them at the pit the next day. Kind of thing.
We're gonna have.
It wouldn't have
We're
to be
going to
like.
have to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're
I was
good.
gonna say, we're going to have to go in from the top. We are not going to
Yeah.
be portaling in, so we're coming in from the top.
Oh right.
So,
Mm.
it's going to take us time to get down through the pit, and
Not really,
we probably
we
don't
can-
want to do it as the two of us.
Yeah.
Spiral
True.
central staircase, pretty much in the middle.
Yeah. True.
Although
Can't
there
the
is a
portal
spider
just-
that's got someone in prison that we kind of want to talk to.
Can't the portals be used like an elevator, go up and down?
Wait,
Yeah,
don't
just-
we have? I mean, also
Oh.
doesn't the via Sindariel and Evander technically that the spider that they helped, they have spiderlings in the cave that could help us get down there easier? Maybe.
I love the enthusiasm. I'm just confused by it.
Me too.
That's-
But
Mostly
I think
because,
you-
mostly because I want to point out, and this is actually a good, like again, another one of the good learning lessons for DMs out there, right? Sometimes players will create problems that just don't
Yeah.
exist, right? Like they'll sit there and they'll figure out how do we get from the top of the pit to the bottom of the pit, almost as if they're not these high level characters who have already killed everything for 5 entire levels or befriended it, right? And that there isn't just a hole at the very top that leads
Yeah.
from floor 1 all the way
as
down to the bottom
ladders that
floor.
go down, yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
they sit there and they're like, oh, you know what we could do? We could talk to spiders. Yeah. And those spiders, they'll help us descend down somehow. Not the ladders that are actually there, which have been there since the start of this game. No. We're going to go talk to a spider and figure this shit out.
See,
Yeah,
see,
the
and-
classic
and
It sounds
Overseas,
stupid
yeah.
when I
just-
say it out loud, but that's because I have to say it out loud.
But see, and my comment or Santa's comment was, it's just going to take us time to get from the top of the pit to the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
all
how
it
many?
is,
But
is
do you
it's
know how
like-
many people have listened to Sato since he's said that like 3-4 times now?
Yeah.
So when Blick starts talking about the spiders, that's probably when Evander goes takes a nap. He goes off to.
Well,
his
no,
house
that
to
was
take a nap.
Neil talking about the spiders, not Blake, because Blake doesn't know about them.
So, anyways,
But yes, we could just
We're
climb
gonna-
down the ladders.
are we going to meet at the bottom of the pit or the top of the pit? That's the question.
Well, no, okay. Meeting up is not the problem. The problem is what are you doing in the pit? So remember, you are presently exploring one of the lower levels where you found the serpent folk and all that jazz. You can continue to explore that level for sure. Now, 2 of you, at the very least, are also aware that slightly below that is where the Sandpoint devil spirit is making its lair
And reforming itself, yes.
and reforming itself, correct.
Well, if we wanted
And
to, we could
then-
meet in the room where we all got separated. Because we know that the Sandpoint devil is down there.
Mm-hmm.
In that hole.
Is that fun? So when do you want to meet? Do you want to come now? Or should we all get a night of rest? We'll make our way there. And see you there tomorrow.
I'm tired. I want to sleep.
All
I
right.
would suggest
okay.
a night's rest.
Yeah, something tells me we need to mentally process everything that's happened today before we face the new horrors of the morning.
Yeah.
All right,
we-
solid.
We almost got killed.
Our heroes head out, and those who are banished from town leave. The townsfolk obviously watching as their former heroes depart. Possibly forever, who knows? The rest of our heroes rest and recuperate. You take a bit of time and basically just kind of process everything that had happened today. In the middle of the night, you are visited by Father Xantos, who comes out to the camp with where Sato and Blix are. In various points, he'll come to where all of you are, and thank you deeply and profusely for believing in him. Even in his old age, he did not necessarily entirely believe that he wasn't responsible for what had transpired with Reagan. When you get to a certain age, you kind of question certain elements of reality. And he was grateful for friends that believed in him through everything. He prepares you just a very modest amount of food to tide you over for the night, and gives you each three major healing potions.
Nice.
All of us?
Yes, all of you.
Okay.
Does he happen to heal me at the same time?
Well, given you're going to rest and be healed to full, you'll be fine.
Okay.
I was going to say, Major, the level 18 item.
Yes.
Okay.
Because as
Oh,
aforementioned,
major.
You will not be going back to Sandpoint, and you will.
I just want to
which
double
is
check
3.
considering the item level.
Yeah. No. I'm aware. It's the last healing potions you're gonna get for this game.
Ooh. That's how close we are.
Mm-hmm.
To dying.
All right.
And
So-
it was 3 of them. Okay. Got it.
Like I said, Father Xantos shows appreciation, all that jazz. Now, as you wake up the following morning, you have all agreed to meet at the pit back where you had left off. It is not a very difficult climb that you make. It is actually quite simple, and when you get there, you are kind of almost relieved. The town has been a source of distraction for many moons now, with all the catastrophes happening, with all the different, sort of dangers that continually hound our heroes while they're trying to save the town from, sometimes it feels itself. And as you smile, prepare for your descent, ready to finally put everything behind you, now that for the first time in quite a long time, actually, you have no loose ends. Nothing at all. Not a single loose end remaining. Westonson, make a reflex save.
Oh, shit, we haven't seen the
Silver bullets.
the great weight.
With a 19, unfortunately, you do not.
I'm going to use my
managed-
natural 20.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
very well. Using your natural 20. All right, 1 second. All right, with the use of your natural 20, you manage to very narrowly avoid the sudden and abrupt burst of earth and stone that erupt from your location as... There we go.
Blue it comes up.
I know, it's as of course the great silver bulette that has been chasing Westonson emerges. Now that you are finally away from the town where it was attacked, it leaps out of the ground and tries to grab you. Westonson, you duck to the side and roll as the creature circles around the group. What do you guys do as you see it you see the fin kind of creating the break in the earth? You can't see it, you just see like kind of the earth shifting.
Ah! This...
So we're all there out in the town, outside of town at this point?
Yes, we're not in initiative.
No, but I just want to make sure we were.
Wait, so this is happening just outside of town, not in the pit?
No, this is at the entrance to the pit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But if I remember correctly, are there not some trees or something like that on that plateau area?
Nope, it's a plateau that is completely empty.
Completely empty.
Jump on Miser.
You can jump on Maizu. Maizu, Maizu swoops down, picks you up.
I don't think Miser can carry all of us, though, right?
No.
Commander knows how important this thing is to Westonson. He's got Westonson's back. He'll draw an arrow.
How big is the hole of the pit?
Pretty wide.
Okay. Is it possible for Sandero to put the hole between herself and the fin?
Yes. You'd have to run around it, but yeah. You can.
Yes, exactly. At least there's a great big open space that you'd have to try and jump through. In the
All right,
middle.
very well. And the rest of you?
I'll do the same. I won't go as far as Cinderio though, but I'll head towards the like the outside edge, but like, you know, in between, like kind of in the middle of the pit, but on the side, and get an arrow ready.
One more time, Neil.
I'm just gonna get an arrow ready.
No. Yeah, I need to know where you are, but you need to use words
Oh.
that are going to make sense to normal humans. Because you know what the
I'm
center
going-
of you know what the center of a pit is, right?
Yeah.
The
hole?
center of the pit
Not-
to the
There's
side
the
open
hole.
space.
is an empty
Well, yeah.
space.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Yeah, I need to know
still
what you
on
mean.
land where the hole is. I'm gonna be to the right of it.
So you're on
To the right of the hole.
Okay, so on a circle, you're on the right side. I presume you're trying to say you're on the eastern side of the hull,
Yes.
along the edge of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I guess a little bit further away from the pit.
Good call. Okay, very well. See, yeah, no, it's okay. It's just words are really important sometimes, and I know you didn't mean what you said. I just needed to figure out what you meant. So yes, you're just a little bit away from the pit, off to the side. You've all, from what I've understood, with the exception of Sato, and Westinson, you have basically all split apart in various directions. Navander taking to the sky, Cinderio going to the opposite side, Westinson rolling to one side, Sato still in the area, and Blix running around to the opposite side as well. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. As the Bulette begins to circle around, trying to find a place to get purchase and to try and maybe begin its attack, our heroes can make a perception check. And give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. That's the door.
Yep. Hey,
God.
got an natural 20.
Yeah, so did I.
35. Hey, nice.
I got it. Ooh.
And today I rolled double digits.
Yeah, it's like, wow. That's so weird.
Excuse me.
Right, I'm back.
I like how much more perceptive Blix is than Sato.
All right, with those perception checks. Wow, these are freaking awesome perception checks. Okay, in fact, everyone
There were two
except
nat 20s in there.
yeah, so everyone except for Westinson notices something in particular. As the Bulette is spiraling around, there appears to be something riding it. It pops its head out and kind of observes you. It appears to be a goblin. The goblin holds up what looks to be a small poster. He begins to circle around Westinson. Despite the beast's attempts to sort of sideswipe Westinson, the rider seems to have it a little under control. It moves past and weaves between Sato and Westinson. Navander, you're kind of above and you're sort of watching as it moves around towards Cinderio and does the same thing. Again, burrowing deep underground. And then it goes to Blix.
Uh-oh.
The goblin then blows a whistle. And then you watch as the Bulette starts to circle Blix.
Oh, good. It's not over.
Oh, I guess some problems just solve themselves, I guess.
All right. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna yell to the goblin because I did see the goblin on his back. Be like, "Why me? Are we on the same team?"
How do I even do this without being so mean? I have to be so mean.
Which tribe are you a part of?
He says, for the honor of the Sandpoint goblins, you must die, Blix.
Sato's going to yell at him, going, is he close enough that Sato would have heard him say that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's like the Sandpoint goblins I'm trying to hire Sandpoint goblins. Why are you trying to kill more? I need workers.
Whole political discussion in the middle of an assassination. I mean,
Well, he's trying to.
yeah,
Well,
no,
he's trying to fight. Yeah.
yeah, no, I get it. Because I'm
Stop
not the kind.
killing
Keep
my
in mind,
workforce.
what's that?
Stop killing my workforce. I need attention, sir.
That's right. I need free labor.
He's going to be really cheap.
Okay. See, here's
It's
the
a
thing.
wanted poster.
I always stand by this. I always stand by, if you give me something to work on, I work off that. So if I am bringing to you a massive combat scenario and you guys want to meow, sure, I guess we'll talk. But rest assured that I'm going to give you only but a few moments here, because this guy, it feels as though I want to be clear. You guys are aware of what's happening here, right? Like this guy, what he's doing, what his purpose is. Yeah, we kind of get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up the vibe. Yeah. What's the vibe? Just for my sake. What's this guy? Who's
Killing
this guy?
Blix
Why?
because
Sounds like Wolflick has put a
did
contract
bad,
out on
yeah.
him.
Cool. Fantastic. Love it. All right, cool. So, why are you killing Blix? Is the question that was asked. Because he is putting all of our kind at risk. He is setting us back by callously murdering people and acting like a chaotic gremlin. And people and goblins like him need to be put down.
I was
And,
trying to help the town.
Rubbish! You filthy liar! You've done nothing but make us look bad, murder people, and yeah, basically act like a giant stereotype.
Mm.
So
Hard to
looks up
argue.
at the vendor going, well, he's not lying.
Evander pulls out a sandwich. Favorite sandwich.
He says
Specifically,
within the first
what
week,
was it?
within the first week of us establishing positive relationships between between goblins and the town of Sandpoint, is also the first convicted murderer.
I was helping at the
It
Hunters
was not
Guild.
murder.
Or not the Hunters Guild.
It was only
the...
it was only
it was the
aggravated
Hunters Guild.
assaults
Actually, yeah, that's true.
or excessive.
No,
it was only
excessive force.
Yeah.
Excessive force.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You can say that as well. And
Yeah.
Blix, and I hate to say this is a Neil thing. You did
Yeah.
not do that to help. You did that out of pure vengeance, and it was an act of violence. It was not to help anyone.
No, I'm now talking about the when I went to the Hunters to go learn to be to go make arrows. I helped
He's
him
not
with
here
his farm.
because you want to make arrows.
I know. We're just
No, you need it. Yeah, no. He's not here because you want to make arrows. He's here because you were just convicted, not accused. You've been convicted of excessive force, having killed someone in town, which is why he's explaining he's here. Now, if you want to argue that and say that I was just trying to help, great, fantastic. But I think Blix as a character also knows that's a lie.
Mm.
I don't see Blix truly feeling like attacking someone from behind there because they were saying mean things to my friend counts as helping the town of Sandpoint.
Okay. In which case he says, "Fine, you know what?
Yep.
you I actually don't know what to
Give
say.
me the vibe. Give me the vibe. What's the vibe you're trying to lay down?
The vibe is that Blix understands what the town thinks, so he won't deny it because he was convicted of it. But
I'm not gonna go down without a fight.
well, no, it's the fact that he has been well, yeah, he won't go down without a fight.
Yeah,
but
perfect.
because he's been exiled instead of killed, I no longer have a problem with the town, and they no longer have a problem with me. So why continue this when you're just gonna mess with the heroes of Sandpoint anyway, who are free also.
Oh, so yeah, if I'm already being punished, so why are you here?
Yeah.
He says, because you have answered to human law, but you have not answered to goblin law.
Ah, son of a bitch. That's true. Okay.
Oh, you got me
Fine.
there.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, no,
I'll
and
prove
keep
my
in mi-
innocence by taking you down.
Oh yeah, and yeah, well, yeah, perfect. I love that. That's absolutely awesome. This is very well. He blows the whistle again, and the bulette descends into the ground, and that is where we're going to end today's session as our heroes face off against the bulette wrangler, which is what I've named him, and yeah, basically fight for
Damn.
fight for I know what you're fighting for. You're fight. I mean, I'd say you're
Basically,
fighting
it's
not
just
to
like,
die,
I'll
but you
prove
guys are
myself
fine.
to Wolflike.
Yeah. Nice. Good job, guys. Freaking awesome. Now, what level is everyone? Everyone's level
7.
7. So guess what? You guys
You
are
can
gonna
stay
level
level
up.
7. Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, you guys are gonna level up.
Fuck yeah.
No, you guys did really good. Yeah, no, look, I mean, all things considered, I had a bit of trouble with today. I had a bit of trouble with today because, like I said, you guys didn't have all the evidence and all those things and stuff. But given that circumstance, I think you guys did amazing. So I'm very happy to see you guys level up and get some rewards out of it. Because I thought you guys put in a lot of effort towards today, and I want to reward that. I want to give you guys that encouragement that
Aw.
that even when sometimes like there are certain things that'll make you struggle, it's still growth. It's still character development, and you guys have still sort of seen what happens, you know, because the world doesn't revolve around the PCs, right? The story revolves around the PCs, but the world still carries on, and you have to kind of like take what people like say and feel and think and yada yada yada. And I think you guys have done that super super well. 100%. So, good job.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
I get to watch someone die fighting the blue A that's coming after me. Yay! I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
help Blix.
Don't worry, we just have to get
Well, the bulette
just
is
get the
still
whistle,
gonna...
get it to Westonson, and the bullet will be yours.
Right, well, to be clear, the bulette is still going to be coming after you. But it just gets bonuses to fight you over everyone else.
So God help us if we ever take out the goblin before the bulette, because then it'll be unleashed.
Oh yeah. There's a scenario for if you take out the goblin before the bulette, and a scenario for if you take out the bulette before the goblin. Like 2 scenarios there.
Nice.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. My name is Michael, the Dead as a Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, doing all the cool, fun, and amazing stuff. We will be back on Sunday for our adventure of Tyrant's Grasp. So be sure to tune in for that. Yeah, until we meet then, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not? It's free. And as always, game hard or die trying. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.